Thank you for taking time out with PSOA. Sean Johnston here, bringing you 2026 baseball and softball umpire team registration. As you are watching this video, you should have a handout to complete and turn in the handout completed to PSOA at premiersportsofficials.com so you get full attendance credit for this season, going towards the ability to earn, self-assign, and confirm your rank in ArbiterSports.com. We're going to go over our 2026 contracts, our practices, our standards, our assigning process, celebrations from 2025, and then review the 2026 checklist to complete before working your first game. Our first step is recruiting new umpires. Our best recruiting tool is our current team of umpires. Right now, think about friends, family, former teammates, former coaches, and who is it that you know would be willing to learn how to umpire and invite them to our future practices. In this avocation, we've had umpires call in sick the morning of, sometime not show up. If you are working with a friend, a family member, you have that connection, I'm not going to show up and leave my friend stranded. So we are asking all umpires right now, think about two people and text them this question. Do you want to umpire with me? All right. Not do you want to umpire, but do you want to umpire with me? If it's a yes, bring them to future practices, which we will share here in a little bit. Our contracts this year, a lot of very familiar contracts. When it comes to recreational level, the pay is 40 to 45. The difference is because of time limits. If it's 90 minutes or less, it will be 40. If it's over 90 minutes, it will be $45 for that recreational game. Softball, GOSL is back in PSOA, and EAA League and tournaments, so Elkhorn Athletic Association. They will be $50 per umpire when there's two umpires, or $70 per umpire if it's solo umpire. USSSA Select Baseball regular season and tournaments, two umpires, $60 per umpire, one umpire, $70. A small caveat to this, we are listening to feedback from umpires last year. If you show up to a USSSA Select Baseball game and your partner forgets their plate umpire equipment, so they are refusing to work the plate because they do not have equipment, you are going to be allowed to contact PSOA at premiersportsofficials.com, and the plate umpire in that game will get $70. The base umpire will get $50. If somebody refuses to work the plate and they're able to work the plate, communicate with PSOA coaching staff. Plate umpire will get $70. Base umpire will get $50. There are a select few umpires on our staff who are not able to work the plate. We know they're not able to work the plate, and we assign them with partners that agree to work the plate with them. That is not for these umpires. The idea is we cannot have new, able umpires refusing to work the plate. Okay. Our high school for the spring, very similar, and Iowa high school in the summer, very similar. $80 to $100 per game, depending on the level of play. Spring college, I assigned the GPAC, the American Rivers Conference, and the Iowa JUCO Conference. They do have JV games as well, and it's $100 per game, most of the time 2 games, so $200 contract. If you are looking to work college and you aren't already work in college, make sure you indicate that on your registration so I can invite you to our college staff meetings, our rules meetings, and add you to communications throughout the season so you can learn the college game. We will have summer college once again, 3 leagues this year, the Mink League, ILB League, and a new league called Diamond League. So once we work the games, how do we get paid for the games? There's 2 ways. One is electronically through Arbiter Pay. So umpires who are returning, you should have Arbiter Pay set up. New umpires, when you get into ArbiterSports.com, you will click payments. You will click on the Arbiter Pay logo. You will add the information to create your account. If you want to transfer money into your bank account, just like a PayPal and Venmo, you can. There's also the option of a debit card, or they can send you a check for a fee. PSOA is going to pay once a week this year, and that will be on Mondays. So if you work a Monday night game, you will be paid the following Monday. All games from that Monday through Sunday. So you work a Sunday evening game, you will be paid the very next day on that Monday. Elkhorn Athletic Association still has 10 days from all games to pay, and Millard United Sports will pay via Arbiter Pay on Mondays, just like PSOA. If in Arbiter you are on a game that says 0, you will be paid at the plate meeting. If there is a tournament that says 0, you will be paid by that site director that day before you leave. So, umpires, make sure you check your schedule. If there is money signed for the amount of money for that game in Arbiter, it will be paid via Arbiter Pay. If it says 0, it is pay at field or site. Softball umpires who are working ENS events for USSSA, they will be paying electronically as well through their payment system at the completion of the tournament. Taxes. So sports officials, you are independent contractors. You are in charge of your own insurance, and you are in charge of reporting taxes. In Arbiter, at the end of January, all umpires who earned money in 2025, you will get a 1099 to print out. You will want to collect all of your expenses as well. We have a NASO guide here. You could click on it. This is from 2024. So you could talk to your accountant and take a look at what are the expenses that you can have as an independent contractor. We have continuing education, we have uniform, we have equipment, we have mileage, we have technology. All right, so talk to an accountant and let them know that as an independent contractor, I work this many days, I work this long on this many days, because per diem and dry cleaning can also be used as an expense, because a clean, crisp uniform is a standard of PSOA. Getting into the memberships, we have 3 options this year. Option number 1 is umpire membership. So these are for the umpires who are only going to be working baseball and or softball. It is $100 this year. As we get to the PSOA incentives later in this meeting, my goal is every umpire that joins as an umpire only, PSOA refunds you that full $100. But with the $100 up front, you will receive a PSOA team hat at our upcoming practices. You get unlimited education. There is no fee for all of our practices, all of our on-field training, and our UIC observers. You get access to ArbiterSports.com account. We create the account for you. Please do not create your own account if you do not have one. Our coaching staff will make an account and add you to our PSOA group. You will earn access to self-assign. Umpires will not get self-assign unless they are members of PSOA. You have a discount on advanced clinics. It's a 50% discount on all PSOA advanced clinics. We have a football jamboree, we have advanced clinics in basketball in the fall, and we have a summer advanced clinic for umpires to teach three-person during the summer and three-person or two-person to get hired at the college level in the fall. You will be invited to all sports that PSOA has to officiate, and we have three team social/celebrations throughout the year. All right, those celebrations, the food and non-alcoholic beverages are completely paid for by the PSOA team. And then, as so long as you are a member, you will be in the pool to receive incentives. The next option is $150 for full PSOA membership. If you work more than umpiring softball and baseball, I would recommend doing the full, pay the $150 right now. It covers all sports. So if you pick up women's lacrosse, no additional dues. Pick up football, no additional dues. Basketball, no additional dues. Volleyball, no additional dues. The other thing we do with this one, especially if you show that you are umpire and main umpire, we will make sure we have an observation for you as early as we can in the season. So we will focus on finding you where you're working. So you are given feedback early in the season so you can continue and grow through the end of the season. And the third one is for new umpires. And what we mean by new umpires, it's not new umpires to PSOA. It is umpires who have never umpired before. They don't have uniform, they don't have equipment, they have zero training whatsoever. We will do the work for you. When I started umpiring baseball, that was my biggest hurdle. I had to use my catcher's gear and squeeze into a light blue shirt and dark pants from my dad's closet. I did not look like an umpire. We want brand new umpires to look like an umpire. So when they walk out there for the first game, coaches look at that new umpire, they have absolutely no idea that you're new, and they're like, that's an umpire. That is our goal with this program. Also included is our 10 Umpire Foundation Rules course, our development course, completely no additional cost for a new umpire membership. Once you complete the registration form that will be up on this screen here in a few seconds, you can pay dues via check made out to PSOA at a future practice. You can pay cash at a future practice. You could Venmo the PSOA account, or you could PayPal the PSOA account. Those new umpires, we understand $400 is a big startup fee. So if you need assistance, we can give you assistance where we have the dues paid out of your game fees when you start umpiring. So if you get a double header and you could earn $120, $60 of it goes towards your dues, $60 goes to you as an umpire until your dues are paid off. So what we are asking you to do is please pause this video, take out your cameras, and open up your camera on your phone and just hover over the QR code. Do not take a picture of the QR code. Your camera will scan it, and then there will be a link at the bottom of your phone. Click that link and complete the questions in the Google form. These questions are going to be read by all of our coaches to get an understanding of what you as an umpire are looking for from the PSOA team in 2026. Our next section, if you're going through the handout, is practices. We're going to talk about all the different types of practices we're going to offer. And really, this concept comes from I was a coach for baseball, current coach for softball. I was a player for baseball. And all of the teams I played for, I had to register for the team and let the coach know I wanted to play for that team. Some teams I had to try out for. And then we always had the same uniform and we always practice. And we practice once the season started. So that is the concept of our practices. We are the third team on that field. All teams have a coach, all teams have a uniform, all teams practice. So our four components of our practices are going to go around our PSOA observation form. We have four categories on our observation form: professionalism, communication, judgment, and mechanics. So in our classroom practices, Sunday, January 18th, Sunday, January 25th, Sunday, February 15th, Sunday, February 22nd, Sunday, March 1st, Sunday, March 8th, all at West Side High School and all in the IMC, the big lecture hall in the middle of the high school. Baseball will have a time frame, 12 o'clock to 1:30, and we'll have a half hour in between to answer questions. Softball, 2 o'clock to 3:30, a half hour to answer questions, and then women's lacrosse will be 4 o'clock to 5:30. If you cannot make a certain practice, we will have a handout, just like we have a handout with this practice, that you can complete and email PSOA at premiersportsofficials.com and get full attendance credit for that practice. The second type is on-field training practices. This is where we are actually going to practice mechanics, signals, positioning, drills, and skills. This is the first step where new umpires, you actually earn a rank. So all umpires that come to PSOA, we are a no-cut program. You are going to have a 400 rank, and as so long as we know you have a uniform, you can work recreational level games. If you want to work select, we require new umpires to complete on-field training. Once the weather gets nice in March, we will have times and locations for these 2-hour training sessions. Our goal is one per week. It all determines on coaches' availability, UIC availability, and weather. We'll always find green space, but as the coaches' UIC availability matches up with weather, we will post these events in ArbiterSports.com. We already have 2 confirmed dates at Keystone Little League, April 1st, 5:30 to 7:30, April 9th, 5:30 to 7:30. If you are in college or you have moved to Omaha and the season has already started, you come mid-season, we are going to do in-season work with PSOA UICs. So if a UIC is on a solo game, we're going to get you out there. You're going to arrive 30 minutes early. They're going to go over mechanics. They're going to go over signals. They're going to go over the strike zone. You are going to work the plate that game. They are going to work the bases, and they are going to do the on-field training right there. That will be your 2-hour on-field training if you get started after the season starts. Our next type of practice is rules discussions. These are Monday nights, either at Tanner's at 119th and Pacific Street or DJ's Dugout at 114th and Dodge. We use Monday nights because typically Mondays are the slowest when it comes to games. After a big full weekend, baseball pitchers are worn out and not available, and softball needs a day of rest. So what we will do early in the season, February 1st is when NSAA Part 1 test opens, a Monday in that time window. We will post an event in ArbiterSports.com to take the 50-question Part 1 test together. When the Part 2 test opens up in March, we will find a Monday night to go over and review the 50-question Part 2 test. Whether you are a registered high school umpire or not, these practices, these rules discussions are there for you, and we encourage attendance. Because when we work during Triple Crown events, they use NFHS rules, which is this NSAA. So even umpires not working high school, please, if you're available to attend these practices, come and have the rules discussions, because it is you that will be responsible to then enforce the rules and explain the rules to coaches, players, and every once in a while, spectators. Once the season starts in April, May, June, we try to meet once every 2 weeks. You guys bring in rules questions. Umpires bring in mechanics questions. Coaches send in films, and we will go over the rules, the mechanics, the positioning, signals, game management. Did I handle this situation correct? What would you do if this coach did this to you? We only know what we know. So we have these rules discussion practices to share experiences and knowledge so everybody grows and develops together. Some homework. All right. So homework is where people make the difference. Just like a player, I had a hitting coach, a half-hour session. We would do 3 new drills. Now it's up to me to practice those drills at home. Right. So our homework as umpires is rule book. Yes, we will have practices, but we cannot cover every single rule, every single practice. All right, so we have this PowerPoint available to you in the list and forms in arbitersports.com, and you can always email our PSOA coaching staff, and we will forward this PowerPoint. But you click on this link, there is the USSSA rulebook. Go Control F to find a specific rule for USSSA, and you can find every rule you need. So that is homework for USSSA. Softball, again, a searchable document. Control F. Now you have all the USSSA fast pitch softball rules at your fingertips. When you register for Iowa High School or Nebraska High School, if you're a new umpire in Nebraska, it's $10. You get a rule book, a mechanics manual, and a case book. In American Legion baseball, you register American Legion, you get a rule book for not only the original baseball rules, but then the specific American Legion rule book. And then we have additional umpirebible.com, a great resource. I love them going over the myths of baseball. We talk about rule changes, and you can go rule by rule, section by section. And then there's also an app called Baseball Rules in Black and White. On your phone, click Android or iOS, and then you are going to be able to download the app, and very easy to search a rule to learn. Here in PSOA, we don't say, don't tell your partner what the rule is. Show your partner what the rule is. Show the coach in the correct situation what the rule is. Here are all the tools for your success. Our next type of homework is our YouTube channel. We ask all umpires to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell so when we add a new video, a training video, when we add a new short, a training short, or we add a post, which is a rules question, you are notified and you get the communication our team has sent out. Consistency is not judgment. Consistency is the sharing of knowledge, and everybody in part of that game has the same knowledge. All right, so go to our videos here and show an example of a baseball training tape from last season. This is one of my favorite training tapes from last year about being a pro. No matter if we're umpiring Little League or NCAA Division I baseball, we can always choose to be a pro person acting as an umpire. Same thing as a coach. No matter what level of baseball or softball you're coaching, we can always choose to be a pro. Yes, umpires will get calls wrong. Yes, coaches will make mistakes. Players will make errors. We need to respect each other like a pro. And that's what this training video is showing. If you go to this training video at our YouTube channel, under videos, you will see plays of adverse situations where coach and umpires handle themselves like a pro to prevent unsporting behavior. Another thing we do are shorts. So shorts are under 60 seconds. It could be a mechanic, it could be a signal, it could be a judgment play, it could be an example of what a correct ruling is. And then the last type of homework we produce throughout the year are posts. And posts are rules questions. We'll take a look at a rules question created last year from a text message turned in from an umpire to myself. So this rules question was sent in actually not by an umpire, but a head coach. How many hitters can be out of the dugout swinging while the defensive pitcher is warming up? Because a lot of coaches like the whole team to be out of the dugout timing the pitcher. And this umpire would not let the coach do it. And the answer is two. It is imperative. So once you answer it, you click it, you get a green check mark if you're correct, you'll get a red X if you're incorrect, and it immediately shows you what the answer is and the explanation why. So in this case, it is imperative to only allow two hitters to warm up while the pitcher is taking warm-up pitches. Number one, safety. Having a whole team swinging, you are asking for a liability situation if one batter swings and hits a teammate with a bat or loses control of the bat. Number two, sportsmanships. Pitchers can take a disliking to the location of the batters and timing up their pitches. Keep the game safe and fair. One tip, only allow two batters out in between innings on their own side of the field, away from the opposing team's dugout and the opposing team's fans. So there's a lot of practices we provide to umpires, and the purpose of it is to allow for you to have positive, great experiences with those you serve. Matt Cross says it all the time in meetings. We only do it to ourselves. Please take advantage of this education. Please take advantage of the homework. So you are doing the mechanic signals properly and using the correct terminology for success. The next level of practice we have, I would almost consider this, now this is a 201 level of development course. So we are going to offer one class each month in March, April, and May. And this is going to be a two-prong course. New umpires, if you join via $400, you're brand new. This course is part of that $400 membership. There's no additional cost. Returning umpires, if you want to be an umpire-in-chief and be on site to support, observe, develop umpires, and be communicator with the site director, it is a $100 cost to become a UIC and trained. What we do here is we train our 10 foundations, 10 fundamentals of umpiring. The new umpires learn it and show it and practice it. The UICs learn how to observe it and give feedback to improve umpires. So if you want to be a UIC, hopefully you indicated that in your team registration. The people who want to be UIC and new umpires, you are going to be invited first to these courses because they are limited to 20 people per course. And then if we do not fill all 20 seats, we'll open it up to the full membership. If you've not done this development course, you will be invited. The cost does cover the rental of the space and the food provided at the end of the course. Our next portion is ArbiterSports.com. We ask all umpires to put in a profile picture. We do that so partners and coaches can recognize who their umpire is when they arrive. We ask all umpires update blocks 14 days out. We do this because Matt Krause, PSOA coach, his number one responsibility is to fill all open slots 14 days out in advance based on availability. Next, confirm your schedule 48 hours before. Confirm with coaches, confirm with partners. There might be games it says TBA, so there is no coach because it's a tournament. You don't have a partner. You do not have to confirm. But when you get that text and email from arbitersports.com, if something is incorrect, if something does not look correct, please contact PSOA at premiersportsofficials.com. An example, a Tuesday game listed at 8 o'clock in the morning. There's something wrong with that game. Contact PSOA. Hey, PSOA, should this game be 8 o'clock p.m. instead of 8 o'clock a.m.? Yes, our mistake. Can you work the game? Just by confirming your schedule can prevent surprises at the last second. In Arbiter, we have tons of education materials under lists and forums, and you have the ability to download an app on your phone to make it easier to accept games, easier to communicate with partners and coaches, and easier to get to game sites. We created a how-to YouTube video to go over all aspects of arbitersports.com. Just like teams have a central location for communication, such as Game Changer, we have a central location for communication called arbitersports.com. If you are not familiar with Arbiter Sports, please watch the video how to use arbitersports.com so you get the most power out of what we have to offer. Our next section, we have 6 pillar standards that we ask all sports officials to abide by. Number 1, arrive early on site. Why? Because once again, when you were playing, your coaches had you there anywhere from 3 hours for batting practice before a game to 45 minutes to run, stretch, throw, take ins and outs, and be ready to play. Another thing, coaches in baseball start warming up pitchers when they know the umpire's on time because now they know the game's going to start on time. Anxiety. Coaches are all worried about a lot of things on game day. Don't have them be anxious over you as an umpire. Are you going to show up on time? You take one huge stress off those coaches. When you arrive, you check in. Hey, I'm your umpire. I'll be back 5 minutes before game time for the plate meeting. In the plate meeting 5 minutes before, so we always start that game on time. Second standard, wear a clean uniform properly. What our UICs have given feedback on observations the most, hats being worn backwards. If you are wearing your hat backwards as an umpire, that is showing just like a shortstop wearing their hat backwards as a player. Do you ever see it? No, because coaches do not allow it. Coaches will bench players if they don't wear uniform properly. So we wear our hat forward. We keep our shirts tucked in. Players do not have cell phones while they're catching, while they're pitching, while they're in the outfield. We as umpires do not have cell phones at the field. We will use a stopwatch to use in between innings to keep game time limits and 10 and 20-second pitch clocks. Standard 3, match your teammate. If both umpires have Carolina blue, you could wear Carolina blue like this pitcher. We require all umpires for baseball to have a black shirt with white piping. For softball, USSSA, you have to have a USSSA shirt. If you want to purchase more uniform tops, yes, you can wear different colors, but confirm with your partner what they have and match your partner. Standard 4, use proper terminology. Rulebook terminology. There is no ties in baseball or softball on force plays. If the runner and ball literally make one sound on a force play, coach, what did you see? Tie. That's what I saw, coach. And the coach is going to say tie goes to the runner. That's where you have to use rulebook terminology. Coach, on a force play, The runner has to beat the ball to the base. If they tie by rule, the runner is out. That's the rulebook terminology you have to use to coaches. Game management terminology, sportsmanship. Coach, if you continue to argue balls and strikes, you're at risk of ejecting yourself. This is your team warning for arguing judgment calls against the umpires. Anybody who continues to argue judgment calls of the umpire are at risk of ejecting themselves. We teach the terminology of coaches, players eject themselves. Umpires do not eject coaches and players. Platinum rule: treat others better than they treat us. Be the golden standard. Be the role model. Show the proper way to handle tough situations. Thick skin. Remain calm. You are going to, unfortunately, be part of unsporting behavior at some point. A thick skin is not allowing players, coaches, fans to yell at you. It is keeping your composure, being as firm, calm, and confident as you can while you're dealing with that unsporting behavior. So umpires cannot yell back at a coach. When a coach approaches an umpire, the umpire is going to stop that coach, go to the opposite foul line, and when that coach stops at third foul line, then they could have a conversation. So we're not going to be aggressive. We are going to give space. We are going to give time to deal with the unsporting behavior. And then put yourself in the other person's shoes. Gotta have context. When unsporting eruptions happen, they didn't just happen spontaneously. Things led up to it. Understand there's going to be a reaction and figure out how we could put myself in that shoe and what can I do to myself to relax myself and deal with myself. It's a very tough skill to develop, but those are our standards. We ask umpires after each situation, how could I have handled that better? Get a mentor. Use our PSOA coaches. Let us know what's going on and we could help you because we've experienced it. And then the sixth standard, communicate before, during, and after games. Before the game with coach and partners. During the game, we have signals, pre-pitch signals. After the game, if you have an unnormal situation, email us, PSOA at premiersportsofficials.com, the rule situation, the mechanic situation, the parking situation. If we don't know, we can't make it better. If we don't know, we can't give you advice. So if there's truly something that is unnormal that you were not able to figure out on site, please communicate with us. For uniforms, we are asking and repeating, match your partners. Right? So we use this for professionalism, safety, and performance. So we use purchaseofficials.com. It is the best protective gear and professionally looking clothing at the cheapest price. There are other websites out there. You can use other websites out there. If you are going to use PSOA to help you purchase uniform, we use purchaseofficials.com. We do have a discount code. If you want to receive the PSOA discount code, send us an email and or text a coach, and we will send you the code to use to make your own purchase. Weather. Beautiful Nebraska, you could experience 3 different seasons in one day. So before you get on site, double check you have everything for cold and hot and for wet. Yes, in Nebraska, I have started a game at 8 o'clock in the morning, complete thermals and tights underneath because it was cold. And by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's 87 degrees, clear, sunny, no wind. So I am wearing as minimal umpire professional clothing as possible. You have to hydrate on hot days. If you know it's going to be 100 degrees on a Saturday, you better start drinking water on a Friday. You get up in the morning, Saturday morning, drink more water. Do not wait until you're thirsty it's going to be too late. With rain, precipitation, snow, sleet, hail, check weather websites, check hotline numbers that organizations can have. You will learn that as you umpire more. Elkhorn has a hotline number, Papillion has a hotline number, Keystone has a website, Facebook page. You could incorporate that as you learn. You do not have to call a coach, a PSOA coach. You can always check arbitersports.com before you leave your house or work. If a coach of a team has contacted us and let us know that the game is suspended, postponed, canceled, we will update arbitersports.com. The best thing to do day of is umpire and coach be in direct communication, as that coach knows that field conditions way better than any PSOA coach. If you get on site, then adverse weather comes in. The head coach of the home team or the tournament/site director, they are responsible to determine if that game is going to start or not. Our fee is one pitch equals full pay. Typically, because of that fee, coaches make the right decision and cancel the game when they know there's a storm coming in. But tournaments, they might roll the dice, start the game, play an inning, have a delay 45 minutes, and continue the game back up again. Once that game starts, it is now the umpire's discretion to have that game continue to play or suspend it. An umpire cannot cancel a game. They could deem the field unplayable, so you are going to suspend the game. Usually, the first time a player slips is when I deem the field unplayable. If you're on a turf field and the pitcher can't control the ball, whether it be baseball or softball, now if they can't control the ball, we don't want batters getting hit. That game is unplayable because of the rain. Once you do that, the coaches and site tournament directors get to decide how long they want to wait. Do not allow the game to start until you deem that field playable again. But just like when you were playing, if a game got suspended, there are times you had to wait 3 hours to continue the game. We do the same as an umpire. We are part of the game, same exact situation, just like when we were playing in coaches on the other side of the game. Last year, we introduced the Umpire-in-Chief. This year, any tournament for USSSA baseball using 10 fields or more, they have to use an umpire-in-chief. All right, so we have raised our standards to provide additional support, additional expert guidance and service to all stakeholders. And what we mean by all stakeholders, fans, head coaches, assistant coaches, players, tournament directors, site directors, the grounds crew as well. All right, we have UICs out there to help all parties involved. They have a lot of duties. The main duties are one, to observe umpires while umpiring. They can move umpires to avoid conflicts in situations. Teams can't change fields. Umpires can. So if we know an umpire coach had a conflict in a game earlier in the day, and it's super easy to move a set of umpires to another field, same age group, same location, our UICs will. It does nobody good if there was conflict in one game and we know it'll be easy conflict in the second game. Everybody wins. When an umpire is moved, it's not because of their ability or anything like that. It is we want to provide the best experience possible for everybody involved. And then there are going to be a lot of communication on site with those UICs, with fellow umpires, with spectators and site directors, game cards, game balls. We need new batter's box lines on a field. The pitcher's mound is incorrect. Whatever the case may be, a lot of communication. So when you have a UIC on site, make sure you utilize them, use them as a support, guidance, and mentor on that game and day. This last year, we had 21 UICs take the course. We have 19 current UICs. I would not mind seeing this staff grow to 40 UICs for the 2026 season, especially with all the large events we'll be hosting in June and July. If you want to be an umpire in chief, please put that in your team registration and complete the development course. Our final thoughts on our standards. This is really what makes PSOA PSOA. It's really our masterpiece of having standards and having our umpires accountable for those standards. I'm not a how green is the grass on the other side of the fence kind of guy. I am PSOA, and this education, this support system, this practice system is the fertilizer and water to make our grass the richest, thickest, greenest grass. Let's control our side of the grass so we have the best umpire staff in America. Let's commit to excellence, and we commit to excellence through our accountability standards and great opportunities for all team members. Coaches, all right? Every team has a coach. In PSOA, we have 6 premier sports official baseball and softball coaches. And our jobs are to get umpires started, help umpires build a schedule, observe umpires and adjust ranks, assist umpires on where to register different leagues, different organizations, different level of play, answer rules and situation questions that are sent in to us via text and email. And then if an umpire is looking to advance levels, really go out of our way to do some intentional assigning, surround them with other umpires at that next level. Or when we observe those umpires, it's a higher level of critique of observation and feedback. That is our job as PSOA coaches that we have agreed to. Our main softball coach is Corey Bremer, USSSA National Certification trained. Believe he has worked 3 World Series events for USSSA. He's a current high school and college umpire in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. So in your handout, we said, please text the coach, introduce yourself. If you are a softball umpire looking to work USSSA fast pitch softball, text Corey Bremer your name and number so he could add you to his phone, add you to his emails when it comes to assigning, and you have him in your cell phone as well. New umpires, you should be texting Tom Henricks and Bryce Kirkman. They are both umpire-in-chiefs. They are both in charge of getting new umpires from getting equipment to their very first game. So Bryce will be keeping track of all attendance to practices. We'll be keeping track of who gets their uniform, who has completed on-field training. Once that's all done, Bryce hands them off to Tom. My goal for Tom this year is to work with every single new umpire and get them on video while they are umpiring at the beginning of their umpiring career. He's got these awesome glasses that have a camera with video and audio. So not only is he watching you work, he is talking of the observations that he sees and he sends it to you. All right, so those are our 2 coaches for brand new umpires and new umpires who have joined PSOA. We're going to get Tom out there as fast as we can so he could help give you a rank so you could see a certain level of games and amount of games in self-assign. Next portion of our coaching staff, myself. If you are looking to work postseason high school baseball and or advance to college baseball, text me. Introduce yourself to me. Give me your goals. I am supervising 4 college conferences in the spring. I observe for the state of Nebraska, and we assign in Iowa, and I'm creating relationships to help Iowa umpires get to postseason and state tournaments. Matt Krause is going to be the daily adding umpires to games that are open. So if you want to be that, I'm looking for a ton of games. Matt Krause is the person you want to text. Introduce yourself to Matt and let him know what your goals are when it comes to incentives of how many games you're looking to work. His role will continue in basketball as well in 2026. And then Gwen Porter, she is going to be our main CFO, Chief Financial Officer. So I would definitely have Gwen in your phone. That way, if you have a question of payment, when you're getting paid, how much you're getting paid, how much do you have left on your account as a new umpire fee, that is all going to go through Gwen Porter. So please text her, introduce yourself. So that way, if there's any payment questions, you have her at your fingertips via text. So we talked about rank about 3 or 4 times in this video. What are the ranks? Right, so our rank system, 100 for college umpires. So these are umpires that I know who have registered NCAA, NAIA. They have been recruited and or hired on one of my 4 college staffs. So if they are willing to work high school baseball, willing to work select baseball with new umpires, and they're on my college staff, they have 100 rank. High school varsity is ranked 150. Once again, they have registered with NSAA or the Iowa High School Athletic Association, and they have attended an advanced clinic before, or sometimes I have seen them work, and I know they could work varsity high school baseball. So not only is it registration certification, but it's also proof that an umpire could handle those levels of baseball. 200, they are able to work sub-varsity high school, JV, reserve, freshman, because they scored an excellent in majority of the categories from a PSOA observation slash evaluation, a UIC. A 250 scored good in majority of the categories of a UIC observation, and they have experience at the umpire 1 level. 300, 14 and under, second umpire. Scored good in majority of the categories of PSOA observation evaluation form, but they're just getting into 2-person mechanics. 350 12U attended on-field training and scored fair in majority of the categories. I will tell you, majority of our umpires that come to PSOA that have never done on-field training, they start at the fair level, and after the training, they jump from the fair level to the good level instantly. And when I say instantly, I mean in the first 20 minutes of the on-field training. That is how powerful the training is. There are umpires that have jumped from the fair level to the high school varsity level during the on-field training, where I knew after the on-field training, they had the ability to move around the diamond, have the timing, have the signals, and the voice to show confidence to work a high school varsity game. So just because you're brand new does not mean you cannot earn a rank on day 1 at the 150 level. If you do not complete PSOA on field training, you just fill out the registration form, you just get a uniform, you start at the 400 rank where you can see recreational games. So now we talked about the levels. When a UIC goes out and watches an umpire at the training, what we're looking for. 1 is poor, not performing any standards, not signaling or voicing ball or strike as an example. So we have 10 fair foul situations in the training. If an umpire does not call fair or foul at all, umpiring might not be for you, and that's okay. But again, everybody that comes to training starts at 2 in all categories. They participate in standards, so they're calling balls, calling strikes, saying play, calling out, fair foul, but they're just not doing it the correct way. Some examples on a swinging strike. If You voice strike on a swinging strike. Cool. You call the strike. It's just not the right way. There is no voice on a swinging strike. If timing is too fast, if you're using your left hand to call a strike, those are examples of fair. But then as you go through training, you go straight to good. Not only did you correct how you call strike, ball, safe, out, fair, foul, you do it crisper. You're using a louder voice. Everybody can see your signals. And then again, you go to excellent because now you're going above the expectations of when you call strikes because you're coming up strong. You're staying down and still when you call ball. It's those small things that separate umpires. Then we go to outstanding, does items well above the standard at that level. So this is postseason high school and getting to the college level. We can't go to outstanding on-field training, but if we get out to observe you early in the season, and then we see you in April, and then we see you in May, and then we see you in June, and every single time your judgment on strike zone is great, is awesome, now we know you have a consistent strike zone. So it's not just one game, it's a collection of games. As I say, it's the big picture to get to that outstanding level. And then there's superlative, doing items only 10% of umpires do. All right, this is our college staff. All right, getting up the first base line every single time to the 45-foot lane. I can't do that. I'm not even superlative on that one. But that's an example of not only doing it, but doing it better than 90% of umpires in the world. Assigning process. This is picking up games. How do you pick up games? Softball. Corey Bremer. This is the importance of texting Corey and giving him your email address. He will send out emails. These are the weekends we have USSSA fast pitch tournaments. Let me know if you want to work all day, morning, or afternoon. As those tournaments come, he gets a schedule typically 6 to 7 days before a tournament starts. He then will assign out that tournament. He will send out those assignments via email. If you wanted a full day, but there was only enough games for a half a day, you then can say, all right, Sean, I'm working the morning in this USSSA fast pitch tournament. I could work in the evening for baseball. So if you want to work softball, when you send Corey Bremer your availability, block arbitersports.com so we baseball coaches do not assign you baseball games. Once Corey sends out the schedule, if you have availability, you could go back into Arbiter Sports and unblock yourself to show you're open, and you could email and text any of the baseball coaches that you are looking for baseball. So softball umpires, if softball is your first preference sport, email Corey Bremer your schedule. He'll get you on tournaments no later than 5 days before that tournament starts. If there's not enough slots for you to work softball, then contact the baseball coaches. We'll get you on baseball games. Baseball process. College and high school, you have to be registered, certified. I am no different than a varsity high school coach or a college coach. I want to win. I want to keep my job for next year. And the way to do that is to get the best available umpires on the best available games. It's a very long process, but it's so rewarding when I get the right people in the right spots and everybody wins. That's really what I'm trying to do at the college and high school level. Select level, you earn that rank. And based on the rank, you're going to be able to see 14U, 13U, 12U, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7U. All right. And starting in March, we open up self-assign. Based on your rank, you will see those levels and those positions. You click and make your own schedule on self-assign, as so long as you're a member and you have earned a rank at on-field training. Once again, you can earn up to a 200 rank just by completing on-field training. That's how much trust we have in our education and on-field training practice. If you don't do any on-field training, you are going to start at a 400. And as so long as you prove that you have a uniform, self-assign will open to you in April to see recreation games. Why the difference of March and April? That's when schedules are turned in. We are adding select games now through February. Recreational levels registration don't end till March, so they can't make their schedules until April. So as soon as we get schedules, that's when we put it in Arbiter. That's when we open up self-assign for those level of games. If that did not make sense, there are four main ways that umpires you could pick up games. We just talked about self-assign. Earn a rank, click go on the games you can 100% umpire. Two, every single Tuesday, we send out a weekly team email update. We do some celebrations, we do some rules knowledge, we share experiences. And at the end of that email is these are the available games that you can umpire. Reply to that email all games you could umpire. So if you can umpire Thursday at 6 o'clock at night, and there's 5 different games Thursday at 6 o'clock at night you can umpire, let us know all 5 games that you could work. We can only assign you to one of them. But as other umpires communicate back to us, that one game you send us might be filled already. So all games that you can umpire, reply to us. The other way umpires pick up games, Matt Krause assigns games 14 days out in advance based on the dates and times you show us you're available to umpire. When in doubt, block it out. If you are a baseball coach, if you are a baseball player, you don't know your game schedule or practice schedule, block the day. After you know your schedule, you can now unblock days. It is amazing on how many umpires, whether they were assigned a game and that game got canceled, or they went into Arbiter and unblocked themselves. Within 10 seconds, a PSOA coach texted them or called them, "Are you available tonight? You show open." And you're like, whoa, I literally just unblocked myself or that game just got canceled. That is how often and how hard we work in ArbiterSports.com to fill games. The last thing, you as an umpire, 24/7, 365, can always reach out to us coaches. Hey, I am available tonight after 5:30. Do you have anything available? And there's a lot of times where it's like, yes, because I know this umpire wanted the night off. He did us a favor to work that game. Now I could take him off. He has a night off with his family. You are available. You're on. And now everybody wins. Always, 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 if you are looking to umpire, reach out to us as coaches 24/7, 365. That email goes to all of us, and all of us are willing to help get you on games. Celebration. All right, so 2025, we had a great incentive program. It's even getting greater in 2026. And the purpose of this incentive program is to help umpires who register multiple levels of baseball endure those fees and dues. We understand there's a cost of business for PSOA, a cost of business for high school, a cost of business for college, cost of business for USSSA. But we are trying to help umpires relieve all the onus on it. We also want to reward umpires who pick up games and then influence umpires from declining and turning back games. So our bonus structure, very similar to last year. If you work 300 baseball and or softball games this year, at the end of the year, you are going to have a bonus of $500 in the month of August. Last year, we had 3 umpires achieve this goal. So all 3 umpires got $500 back. Think about this. You pay the umpire membership for 100. You work 300 games, you get your membership back plus 400. So that's what we're talking about, creating a team where, yes, there's membership dues, but we want to pay your dues back to you. So if you umpire 250 games, you get your $100 dues back plus $200 for a $300 bonus. You work 200 games, $200 bonus. 150 games, $150 bonus. And ultimately, I hope our team can offer you throughout March through July the ability to work 100 games. And so you as an umpire can earn that $100 membership fee back to you. I had this goal 4 years ago. I would love to make our association membership free. We have not been able to do that yet. This is the closest way we could do it. You could work games to earn your membership back. So essentially, you are joining PSOA for free when it comes to incentive time in August. Nice and steady will earn the rewards. We had umpires last year during the state tournament. Hey, I only need 7 more games. Can I work 4 games Sunday? And we said there are no games available Sunday. Sunday is when there's the least amount of games because as tournament goes, it's bracket play, less games, less games, less games. And they're the championship and semifinal games. We get our best available umpires on those championship and semifinal games. All right, so do your work early, gradually help out throughout the season. It's really easy if you work umpire consistently to get to that 100 games. New this year, if you register with the state of Nebraska for NSAA and you work a game for PSOA, a high school level game for NSAA, we are going to give you $20 back. So you work at an Ashland game, we pay an Ashland game. Your first game, you're going to get paid an additional $20 on that game fee. Then if you work Iowa high school, then you work at Thomas Jefferson up in Sioux City. That first game, we are going to add $20 to your game fee out of our PSOA budget. All right, so now you could earn back $20 just by registering and working a high school level game. Same thing with American Legion. You register American Legion, you work an American Legion game under PSOA, you get $20 back. So I know we have a good handful of umpires who register Iowa High School, Nebraska High School, Summer American Legion. You work all 3 levels with PSOA, you're going to get $60 of your 100 back to you. And if you work 100 games, an additional 100 back. All right. So people always say, should I or should I not register NSAA? If you have not registered NSAA before, it's $10 to register. It is a very low reciprocal fee to register in Iowa. So you could actually earn $40 back and not even pay $40 in the state of Nebraska and Iowa combined to register in both states. So when in doubt, register. You will earn money back from PSOA just by registering. Here are the links. Again, you could download this PowerPoint and go to each website to register. Nebraska High School, NSAAhome.org, Iowa High School, IAHSAA.org/officials, and then NELegionBaseball.net. USSSA, for Corey Bremer, he can assign you to fast pitch tournaments, but instead of getting the full game fee, you're going to get $10 less. So USSSA fast pitch softball, those tournaments will pay you $10 more full game fee when you are registered with USSSA. Baseball, if you register USSSA baseball, and it's one registration for all USSSA sports. So it's not baseball registration, softball registration. Those umpires who registered USSSA baseball, you will be used for the Global World Series hosted in Nebraska, 4th of July weekend. You have to be registered USSSA Safe Sport to work Global World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. So when in doubt, register. It's $50, covers all sports. You do have other options if you want USSSA insurance. You do not have to do the USSSA insurance. You do have to do the $50 USSSA Safe Sport registration. I believe it takes 5 minutes to register USSSA Safe Sport. Where do you get that $50 back? Softball, $10 more per game. Baseball, Global World Series. Celebration of game counts last year. So this is proof that umpires can earn those large bonuses. Darwin Rhodey, 348 games. Joe Linhart, 346. Brian Gonzalez, 304. Jamal Hale, 295. Arthur Daniels, 267. Don Reynolds, 264. Mike Matthews, 263. Troy Lanka, 257. Scott Zimmer, 255. David Nelson, 245. So congratulations to our top 10 performers last year. Look forward to a whole bunch of new names challenging these umpires with their game count at the end of the year. Now for the givebacks to discourage, prevent turnbacks and declines. So game turnbacks. Day of, you have to text and email. Text as many coaches as you can and email as all the emails go to all coaches. If you have a game tonight, an emergency comes up, and we understand life happens and situations happen, it is going to be $20 turnback fee for the day of. Day before, $10. 2 days before, $5 per game. And I'm going to give you a short story of last year, what happens on the coach's side. When you turn back a game and it's the day of, we literally have the responsibility for those players, coaches, tournaments, organizations to do everything we can to fill that spot. Those players and coaches and families pay way too much money, spend too much time and energy for us not to try to fill that spot. Every game, player, team deserves an umpire. So we stop our lives. And sometimes it can take 7 hours to fill that game. I get a turn back at 6 a.m. I don't get it filled until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I can't do my routine that I had scheduled that day because I'm trying to fill that game. So that 7 hours, quote unquote, I got paid $20 when the going rate for an umpire is $30 per hour. So that's the amount of time and energy, and we need to have our coaches paid for that. Day before, we have a little bit more flexibility. We could get up earlier the next day. We could stay up later that night, but it adds work to our day. And then 2 days before, once again, we have more time to fit it into our schedule instead of stopping our life right away. So the question was in our meetings live, if I can't work 2 games at night tonight, but my friend can my friend take my 2 games? And the answer most of the time is going to be absolutely yes. The ranks have to match up still. But if you find your own replacement and that replacement has a rank to work those games, there is no turnback fee. Us coaches, we didn't have to stop our life. We didn't have to add hours to our work schedule to fill your spot. So yes, you can network. You can ask friends. Remember that text message at the beginning of the video? Text your friends. Do you want to umpire with me? Those people that say yes, get a uniform, get trained, they could save you $20 of a turnback on the day of the game. Declines. This is going to be coach's discretion. So every week, our coaching staff will get together at least one time, if not 2 times. We will talk about umpires, turning back games, declining games. If we have consistent behavior of declines and or turnbacks, we can, as a coaching staff, take away self-assign. We can, as a coaching staff, take away a lower rank and put you at a higher rank so you see less games and have the opportunity to not be on so many games. We can, if there's a track record, replace you on future games. So you accepted 3 games, you turn back 3 games. There's a pretty good chance that you're going to turn back the next assignment and the next assignment and the next assignment. So we'll just take you off your future assignments and put you on what we call the bench. You will be a substitute we call and text day of if something is open. And then maybe not given any additional games in advance might make you inactive. Okay, so we understand life happens. We understand emergencies happen, but we also have to protect our coaching staff and get umpires who are reliable to get on games so those players, coaches, and spectators have an umpire on every single game. Postseason. Okay, if you want to work postseason, please let me know. Put that in the handout. Let me know what level you want to work postseason. ESPN has Little League Baseball and softball on all July, all August. If you really want to be there one day, it's a process, but I can help you start with that process so you can have that lifelong memory of working the Little League World Series. If you want to go around the nation and work Global World Series, the regionals, Arizona, California, Texas, their home base in Florida, please let us know. Corey Bremer could get you there for softball. I could get you there for baseball. We want more representation of softball and baseball umpires in these national events for USSSA. I observe Nebraska high school state umpires. I have contacts with Iowa high school assigners. If you want to work postseason high school, if you want to work state tournament, if you have that goal of wanting to work the state championship plate, you have to communicate that to me. I will get out there and I will observe you. I will give you strong critique feedback of what it takes to get to that postseason opportunity. I can't assign you to the game, but I could give you the information of what you can control to put yourself in a position to earn that assignment. If you want to make umpiring a career, you can. Major League Baseball has 1-day events. I know where those 1-day events are. You go to that 1-day event, and that's a tryout. If you stand out as a superlative umpire, which we teach, you get invited to the advanced course. You do well in the advanced course, you get hired as a minor league baseball umpire. We currently have Nathan Hall, who's in AA, potentially going up to AAA baseball this year. We've had professional umpires Brandon Dinslage, Jake Bruner, Joe Cassidy, Jordan Palmisano, Rex Engstrand, Ben Engstrand. They were professional umpires and they came through PSOA. You can be the next minor league, major league umpire. Let us know. As a college umpire, you can make it a career. There are many umpires throughout the nation. They work Division I every single weekend. They work 2 or 3 Division I midweeks every single week. And they make a very nice income for their family. And they have the rest of the year off going to clinics, going to observe umpires, and then doing work off the field as a college umpire. Entry level are 4 conferences that I assign. You can work 4 double headers every single week. That's a really good career level income. And then you could work summer college baseball all summer long. You have now made enough money that people make throughout a whole calendar year. So if you love baseball, if you have the availability to work baseball every day and that's a dream job, let me know. It's not for everybody, but there are percentages of people out there that just make a career out of it. Please let me know. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to surround you with our best college umpires we have on staff. I'm going to intentionally assign you to get you the support, to get you the knowledge so you can reach those career level goals. Our final checklist, we are asking all umpires to complete before you work your first game. This QR code, complete the team registration form. New umpires, either purchase your own equipment or Let us know that you are going to be a brand new umpire. You want the $400 new umpire membership. We will send you the order form. We will get your uniform and equipment for you. Returning umpires, at the end of this video, put on your uniform and equipment. Make sure it's not broken. Make sure that it still all fits. A lot of times people lose weight in between seasons. If you need to get a new pair of pants, get a new pair of pants. Tie your shoes tight. They've been in the garage all off season. They're dry. You pull them, they break. Better to break in February than your first game in April. Attend practices. And if you attend practice, watch practices online, just like a movie. You watch the movie a first time, a month later, you watch the movie a second time, you're like, I don't remember that. A month later, you watch a movie a third time, I don't remember that. Same thing as a book. Read the rule book, reread the rule book. Just because you've been doing it for 30 years, you will learn something new every single time. You watch a video, you read a book. Update ArbiterSports.com. Major holidays, major events in your life, celebrations in your life, birthdays, anniversaries, vacations, work parties, block, block, block. And then the last thing, if you are looking to work high school, American Legion, college, complete your registrations now. Do not wait till the last day to register. Do not wait till the last day to take the test. Do not wait the last day to watch the video. Thank you for taking time out with PSOA. I hope this team registration video was informative and answers all the questions that you have to get on the field and say the word play. Umpires, remember, you're only as good as your last call.